Hello, hello. Peace and greetings, YouTube world. To the collective, to those who come across this video, hello. How are you? I am doing wonderful. Today is Tuesday, August 19th. The time is 3:10 p.m. We are here in Los Angeles, California. Um, I wanted to get on here and talk about being young and being spiritual or being consciously spiritual, right? And when I say young, I mean being in your early 20s, like from 20, into like 25, you know, because when you hit that 25, they say that prefrontal vortex cortex opens up, and so life be different. That's what they be saying. We'll jump back in when I turn 25 and see what they say, but I already know it. I don't need no prefrontal cortex to know that at 25 my life gonna be completely different and I'm gonna be a whole different being, thinking different. I would hope so, right? You know, because we change with it anyway. Um, but yeah, I want to talk about like me. I'm young. I'm 21, right? If y'all didn't know, oh my God, yeah, I'm 21. Um, I'll be 22 in February. That's almost here. Feel like we in damn near in September. So I am a very young, young human being on this planet, and that sometimes I have to remind myself that I'm like, you just got out here on the real world, like for real, for real. Like, there's still time. Like, there's plenty of like the time is just beginning. Because sometimes, like, that's another thing. I feel like when you're in your early 20s and you're on the road of spirituality, or just being conscious, or just returning back to yourself and breaking certain things within your family and elevating your spirit and just getting in tune with what you're supposed to do here on earth, and just really doing the work. A lot of us are very old spirits in nature. Like, we've been like, this is our 100th incarnation, however many incarnations, like a lot of us, were alive during the age of, Kemet and Egypt, you know, and some of us are those gods and goddesses here in flesh. And so when you are conscious and young, it's like it really is a lifestyle. Like, being spiritual and being consciously spiritual and elevating and ascending, it's a lifestyle. But when you're younger, it's like it's almost like it's just like there's no other way. Like, and that's basically what it is, especially for my journey, right? And I can only speak for myself, and I can only speak for my journey. But for me, it's like there is no other way. Like, this is something that's I'm supposed to do. Like, it's already written down. Like, I feel it, right? And it's a beautiful and it's a sacred thing. But there's this extreme disconnect that you begin to go through, and that you have to sit with and be okay with, right? Because you go through this period, right, where you're still asleep like the masses, right? Like, most of us, we were raised in the churches, we were raised in religion, and that's what we practice, right? And in turn, it did put us asleep for a bit. But then when you go through certain things and you awaken and you realize just how disconnected you feel from your generation, right? And mind you, if you go on, if in previous times of this incarnation, you've always, just kind of, you know, flown your way through or swim your way through, and found, where you could kind of fit in. But now that you've awakened and you've ascended to a different place spiritually, you see, like, oh no, I'm actually not supposed to be here. Like, I'm actually not supposed to sit with these type of people, with these groups of people, with these age groups of people. And then you begin to be like, okay, well then, where are my people? Where do I go? Like, okay, because now you go through this whole identity crisis thing, right? You go through trying to figure out who you are, because who you've known and everything you've associated yourself with is completely gone, right? And I'm a segue into that, because I know I'm all over the place right now, and forgive me. It's just because it's a lot of mental energies going on up here. Also, we're going into the Virgo new moon, so it's just a lot of things going on in the mental plane. So excuse me if I'm like talking fast. Y'all know I got Aquarius up in my top three, and my Mercury is also in Aquarius. So I be talking, okay? When the ideas be flowing, I just be going. But segueing into um like the death of you, like in like ego death, right? When you begin to, work on yourself and do your shadow work, and you begin to work like, your chakras and stuff like that, or just your energy in general, you'll find a point where everything that you've identified with, you realize really isn't you. Like, for instance, like religion, for instance, your parents, for instance, even the things that you thought you liked, right? Or the type of people you thought you would like romantically or even be around in general, right? The type of food you associate yourself with, right? The type of music, even, right? It's so many things that you don't realize you associate yourself with just based off programming, just based off what you've seen, just based off your upbringing, right? And then you have to separate and kind of throw away all of that. And now you're left with this blank new sheet of paper, which is really you, but it's so foreign, it feels like a whole different person, right? And so then that's when you begin to work of finding out like who you are for real, for real. What do you like, right? What things you like. And this is a long process, right? This ain't no process. This is gonna be like I'm still going through the process. I can speak about it, but I'm very much still going through it, right? But I've gone through those initial stages, which is why I can speak about that feeling for me. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a process. To me, I think it's a lifelong journey process because we may get to know a version of ourselves, right? And feel like we know ourselves. But then again, at least for me, there's so many versions of myself that are birthed before me, like that are just constantly like 90 days 90-day ago version of me is different from this version of me. And I know the 90 days in the quote unquote future slash present will be different, right? So I feel like we're kind of always having to, get to know ourselves. Maybe not so much as starting over from a blank sheet, which some of us, we may go through that multiple times in our life. It just kind of depends. But maybe not necessarily starting from that blank sheet completely, but just having like the missing pieces and then you being able to go back and fill it in with the new version of yourself, right? And so the pieces kind of change or they just completely just shatter if it requires that. Um, so yeah, it's been a journey in my own journey, coming back to myself, learning what that is, learning how to express that, right? Because it's one thing for you to begin to learn, but then you have to learn how to bring that to the world and be able to still, be within the world, because we're still three-dimensional human beings. Like we still have to function in the world and be able to, express that so people can perceive it the correct way, right? Because perception really do be everything, okay? But then again, you can't control how people perceive you, and people can only perceive you based off what they know, what they see, what they believe, right? So, but yeah, so yeah, it's really been a journey coming back to myself and learning myself more and being a lot more grounded in myself. And even though um, certain things in my life are wanting to make me feel like, it's a disaster, I just can't allow it because when you really sit and you reflect on like the work you've done, the person you are now, the things you overcame, right? The things that you no longer let, bother you. It's like that's really water under the bridge because you'll be just fine, right? And so that's the beautiful thing about trusting the journey, and then you get up to a point in the journey where you see that the work is paying off, and then that gives you more motivation to continue to trust the journey. Even though we still have our human moments, I know I do. I'd be like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what the fuck? Like, did I really sign up for this? Like, what? But you just keep trusting the journey, right? Because yeah, that's what you do. And it's been wonderful. So if you've come across this video and you are this far in, the message right now is to continue to trust the journey, okay? It may feel weird, it may feel rocky, it may feel uncertain, it may feel blinding in a way, like you have no sight. But I swear, if you can see the destination, don't worry about how you're gonna get there. But you gotta have a destination. Have a place where you wanna be. And know what you want that to look like for you. Know what you want that to feel like for you. Right? And then begin to take every day little small steps to begin to build that reality for yourself. And watch everything shift. And now I'm gonna pre-warn you. Some things are gonna shift dramatically, right? And shifts can happen. You just don't know. Like, you could lose a job, you could lose a partner, you could lose a person, like a very important person in your life. And you're like, what the fuck? You know? But you gotta trust the shift, because it's moving the energy around as you're creating it, right? And that's the fun thing about life. You get to watch your own energy in 3 dimension, like in real time, like everything that you manifest or speak, or like, you get to watch it happen before you, and it's like a constant reminder that you are in control, yet not in control, because nature always has a play, right? And the spirits always are going to do things, right, that you may not understand, but that are for your betterment. So, but yeah, I just wanted to come on here and talk about, the journey thus far, and being like, consciously on this journey at a young age, and, having to reset myself, having to heal my inner child, which that shit is a whole journey for me. I mean, it's a whole journey. I'm still on, I'm still on that journey for sure. But it's it's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. It definitely takes a lot of work. Okay, this shit ain't easy. It definitely takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of consistency, discipline, consistent showing up for yourself. I mean, over and 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 over again. Like damn, bitch, it's really just me. And I'd be like, yeah. And the higher me's like, yeah, like you're your own savior, actually. Like, oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. So it definitely takes a lot of work, but the work that you put in is rewarded. It pays off. Um, and yeah, and you see so many different versions of yourself like pass by. Like the different version of my teenage self. I'm like, man, I don't even know who that is. Like, I don't even know who that is. I look back on that version of myself and I'm like, man, we was going through so many changes and didn't even understand what was happening, right? And I appreciate every decision that I made in my teenage years, and then, the years before now, in order for me to be here, quote unquote, good or bad. I don't even know, I don't view it as that. I just view it as things needing to happen in order for me to be where I am. And I'm grateful to be where I am. So I'm grateful for everything that I've gone through, experiences, people that I've met, people that I've lost, quote unquote, lost, because you ain't lose nothing. It just shifted, right? But yeah, I just wanted to check in with y'all on this beautiful Tuesday. It's a funny thing about Tuesdays with me, and Tuesdays, like Mondays. I was born on a Monday, so for me, Mondays are very like slow, peaceful, energetically feeling to me like days. But Tuesday, I be feeling like ready to go. Like, what's the move? What we gonna do? And you just really get that. And Tuesdays are a fiery day. It's Aries. So I mean, not Aries. Mars Day. Sorry, it's the day of Mars. Um, and so you really feel that fire. At least I do, especially with my moon. My moon is in Aries, so it's why it's like emotionally I be charged on Tuesdays. So y'all probably feeling a lot of energy right now. Okay, but hopefully this message finds who it needs to find. And again, if you've made it this far between my chaotic mental plane and thoughts just coming in and out and just going all over the top of each other, because I know it's just like non-organized. I'm probably not even really done speaking on what I need to speak on, but as far as for what I want to say in this video, I think I'm done, you know. But yeah, if you came across this video and you stayed this long, I appreciate you. Peace and love to you. Many blessings to you, and may you be safe wherever you are, and may you know that you have the power to change your reality, you are able to create the change that you want to see, and know that you have people on the other side who are rooting for you, even when you can't see them, and you should connect with them, okay? But until next video, guys, peace and love, and I will see you on the other side.